When does a family legacy turn into a cycle? And is Kim Kardashian repeating the same playbook Kris Jenner once used to launch her daughters into global fame? Only this time with her own child, Northwest? The question has taken over conversations online after Kim was spotted in Rome with her 12-year-old daughter, who was styled in a corset, long blue hair, and towering platform boots. The paparazzi couldn't get enough, and neither could social media. But what looked like a glamorous mother-daughter dinner quickly turned into something else entirely. A full-blown debate about parenting, image, and what it really means to grow up in the Kardashian universe. The night began like so many Kardashian appearances do, with cameras already in position before the stars even stepped out of their van. Paparazzi lined up outside the restaurant, scooters parked, flashes cocked and ready, as if they had been tipped off in advance. This wasn't the kind of chance encounter that happens by accident. It felt orchestrated, the same way so many of Kim's most headline-grabbing moments have been. Only this time, the spotlight wasn't on Kim alone. It was on North, a preteen who suddenly found herself walking into an environment that looked more like a runway show than a family dinner. The outfit itself was the spark. North in a corset, styled older than her years, her hair dyed a striking shade of blue, and her feet balancing on massive platform boots. It was dramatic, striking, and in the eyes of many online, entirely inappropriate for a 12-year-old. The moment the photos hit the internet, conversations exploded. People weren't just commenting on the look, they were questioning the intent. Why would Kim put her daughter in such a mature outfit? Why bring her to a staged dinner with paparazzi waiting outside? And why now, when Kim's own media presence has been relatively quiet? Because that's the other piece of the puzzle. Kim Kardashian, once the undisputed queen of headlines, hasn't been dominating the gossip cycle the way she used to. Other celebrities have been grabbing attention. New scandals and dramas have pushed the Kardashians slightly off the front page. For someone who has built an empire on attention, this kind of lull can feel like a problem. And so, critics argue, North is now being positioned as the fresh face of the family. A new headline maker, a new figure to keep the cameras rolling. If Kim's glow has dimmed, North's youth and image can spark it again. The reaction online was immediate and fierce. Instagram comments and TikTok threads filled with outrage. One person wrote bluntly, "Not appropriate, Kim. Not a fan of a bustier on a 12-year-old. Another quipped with cruel humor, "What's the over-under on when North falls under the Kardashian knife? This girl's going to need major alterations if she wants to make the Christmas card." That comment alone went viral, sparking even harsher takes. People pointed out how Khloe Kardashian's look in 2012 was already the product of multiple surgeries. Others compared North to a young Kylie Jenner, who at 16 and 17 was already giving off a heavily styled image that blurred the line between teenager and adult. The comparisons weren't flattering, and the narrative grew darker. Social media users argued that history was repeating itself. That just as Kris Jenner molded her daughters into products for the world to consume, Kim was doing the same with North. "The apple doesn't fall far from the tree," one commenter said, suggesting that Kim was becoming Kris 2.0, the next momager pushing her child into the limelight whether she's ready or not. But this isn't just about one outfit or one dinner in Rome. It's about the cycle of image that has defined the Kardashian brand from the very beginning. This is a family that has built its empire on constant reinvention. New looks, new surgeries, new styles, new narratives. For North, growing up in that environment means seeing firsthand that changing your body, your face, your entire image is not only normal but expected. And while most 12-year-olds are worrying about school projects or sleepovers, North is learning how to be packaged for the world stage. Fans online were quick to connect the dots back to Kanye West, North's father. Kanye has in the past warned publicly about the dangers of exposing his children to Hollywood's influence. He's criticized Kim's choices and made it clear that he doesn't want his kids sucked into the same spotlight. But here's the twist. Kanye himself has also put North front and center. He's brought her on stage at concerts, featured her in music, and proudly presented her as his mini-me. For critics, that's proof that both parents are guilty in their own way. Kim may be dressing her daughter up for paparazzi shots, but Kanye has his own brand of showcasing. Different styles of parenting, perhaps, but the same result: a child growing up with the weight of adult attention. This duality, Kim using glam and styling, Kanye using art and performance, leaves fans asking the same question. Does North have any real chance at a normal childhood? Or is she already locked into the Hollywood machine before she's even a teenager? And then there's the other side of privilege. North has grown up traveling the world, living in luxury, dining in Rome, flying to Japan, wearing clothes worth more than most families' rent. On the surface, it looks like a dream, but with privilege comes pressure. Every meal, every outfit, every photo becomes content. Even when North shows flashes of authenticity and like speaking Japanese fluently, a skill that wowed fans online, those moments still get packaged as part of the Kardashian spectacle. What should be private growth turns into public commentary. Privilege and pressure inseparable. Meanwhile, the Kardashian machine never stops. As Kim and North made headlines in Rome, Kris Jenner stepped back into the spotlight with her own story. A new Vogue feature revealed that Kris had undergone another facelift, her second major one since her first 15 years ago. Photos of Kris in glamorous outfits circulated online, sparking mixed reactions. Some fans praised her for looking youthful, others mocked the over-polished vibe, and still more laughed at the bizarre choice to pose her in an industrial scaffolding setup that made no sense aesthetically. But regardless of the critiques, one thing was undeniable. Kris knows how to turn a personal makeover into a media headline. That's the true Kardashian blueprint. Reinvention, spectacle, and control over the narrative. Kris did it with her daughters, and now Kim seems to be doing it with North. The cycle is alive, even stronger than before. But all roads lead back to the child in the middle of it all. North is 12 years old. She's walking into rooms where adults dissect her outfit, speculate about her body, and compare her to her aunts. She's being discussed not as a kid, but as a brand. And for many fans, that's where the line feels crossed. Whether you blame Kim, Kanye, Kris, or the culture at large, the result is the same. A little girl losing the space to just be herself. And that brings us to the bigger question. Is Kim Kardashian really crossing a line by putting her daughter in the spotlight to stay relevant? Or are people simply overreacting to the latest Kardashian play? Is North being molded into the next Kylie Jenner? Or is she a child trapped in a cycle that began long before she was born? That's what the internet is wrestling with now. Some say Kim is only doing what Kris once did, ensuring the family's relevance for another generation. Others insist it's exploitation, pure and simple. But either way, the cameras keep flashing, the comments keep coming, and the cycle keeps spinning. So now I want to hear from you. Is Kim playing mom or manager here? And where does that leave North? Drop your thoughts below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss the next deep dive into the stories shaking Hollywood. Because if there's one thing we've learned, it's that the Kardashian world is never short on drama. And this latest chapter might just be the most telling one yet.